how much have you spent? They're
I
like,
don't,
oh,
I almost don't want to know.
they said easily over like $1,500. And that's what we call a whale. What's up, everybody? New trainers, old trainers, trainers in between. Welcome to this episode of Game Tasting.
Hell yeah.
And today we are bringing to you one of the biggest IPs, if not the biggest IP in the world.
Biggest franchise. Yeah.
Biggest franchise.
Yeah.
We are going to take on and talk about Pokemon.
Not just any Pokemon, though.
What's in your pocket?
Pokemon.
Pokemon Pocket.
Pokemon Pocket. That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. So, do you have a description for Pocket? Because I do.
I'd love to hear your description of Pocket.
So, it's a mobile game that's designed to introduce players to the basic fundamentals of the Pokemon trading card game.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Because it's a lighter version.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so, it has very simplified mechanics. It has quick matches, progression systems, etc., etc. But let's go ahead and start first with what Pokemon is. In case
you've been dead, like or just like I don't know, one of the Amish who just never have heard of Pokemon.
I bet they even have.
Yeah, actually, probably even they had never heard of Pokemon at least.
So, what's a Pokemon?
What's a Pokemans? So, I think technically it's basically a short form version of Pocket Monster. Is that correct?
Correct.
Because you're
I'm
kind
a
of the
Pokemon
Pokemon guy. Yeah.
I'm a Pokemon guy.
Even before Pokemon Pocket.
Yeah.
Like I would play the Pokemon games, but you would like
Min-max.
like ruin them
Yeah,
for
I would
people.
I'm talking about spreadsheets.
Yeah.
IV, EV.
Little story. Not the last one, but the Pokemon Sword and Shield era game. You played it, I played it, producer Jane all played it.
Everyone
We'd
played
all
it.
play it together, and Jane and I literally had to explain to you how you could go on like a picnic with your Pokemon to just like have fun, make them happy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you were just like, I
It
had
was
no
no
idea
idea.
because you're just min-maxing,
How,
spreadsheeting.
how would I have known this?
If you were having fun with a game.
But I was, though. That's the
I
thing.
guess so. I guess so.
Again, like, oh, you know what? We haven't mentioned that game in a long time.
We've been doing pretty well. We've been doing pretty well, but
like that fucking game, there's no wrong way of playing Pokemans. Welcome back, Final Fantasy. We missed you.
I don't want to jump into it, but you started playing Dawn Trail
Yeah,
a little bit.
I did.
A little bit.
But
so
that's it. That's it for that
that's
talk.
it, yeah.
All right. So, Pokemon is a very, very old franchise that started maybe in 96 or 97. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
I
I think I remember getting Pokemon Blue when I was in kindergarten or first grade.
Yeah. So oftentimes a lot of people's first introduction to the Pokemon series is through the games. Be it the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, the Switch, the GameCube, whatever it may be. That's typically someone's introduction to the game. And another subset of that franchise is the trading card game. It had a giant wave of success in the States and huge here, right? Because I didn't grow up here as like a kid. So
Yeah.
I just read a lot of articles how it took over in the 90s and like the
Dude.
early 2000s. Like you can't
Yeah.
miss it.
Which came first? Was it the games or the cards?
I think it was the game.
Okay.
And then they decided to make the cards.
Pretty soon after.
Yeah, very, very
Like,
shortly
they jumped
after.
on that then.
So much so that they even created a Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color.
Right. That simulated
The trading
game.
card
Yeah.
game. And it's again a simplified game for the Game Boy because it's meant for kids. And much like Pokemon Pocket that we are going to be talking about, it's like that. It's a simplified version of the game so that way you're introduced to the nuances and maybe, just maybe, you find yourself enjoying it so much that you decide to play the more evolved version of it.
Which that's what you ended up doing.
That's what I ended up doing.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I actually did document my progress from Pokemon Pocket to Pokemon TCG Live, which is the online game that's more like the real card game. And now I play in Pokemon Real Life Paper, and it's a blast. But let's get back to Pokemon Pocket. How did you get started on it?
So, honestly, the very first time I ever heard about it was my brother. I don't know how he heard about it, but he was like, "Hey," because I love this game called Marvel Snap, which is another
card
mobile
game.
game. Because that's I guess that's one important thing to disclaim about the Pokemon Pocket is that it is primarily actually only a mobile game. I don't think it even has
No
a
PC
PC
port.
like client or anything
No.
like that. Which is how Marvel Snap started out. Anyway, it was only on mobile, and Marvel Snap has like its whole thing was like fast, snappy games. That you can kind of just
Snap.
while you're waiting for a doctor's appointment or something, it's not a big time investment. You can just jump into a game and like be out pretty quickly.
Yep.
And so I was telling my brother about that, and my brother's like, "Oh, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. I heard about like this Pokemon mobile game that's supposed to kind of be like that." And I was like, "Oh,
That's
what is
interesting.
that?" Yeah, and in fact, a lot of Marvel Snap players now that Pokemon Pocket is out have also started to like go into Pokemon Pocket. But yeah, so I was like, I like Marvel Snap, I like Pokemon. I'll give this a shot.
Yeah.
And I was pre-registered for it for like a while.
You were? I was not.
Really?
So
Surprised.
I found out about this game because I was updating my apps on my iPhone. And there was like a recommended game that's coming out soon.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, oh, what is this? So it's Pokemon. I was like, oh, is this like a knockoff game or is it a real Pokemon by the people that made Pokemon? Surprised to say that it was the real deal. And I ended up like downloading it on the day that it released, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
So October 30th is the day of its release. October 30th, 2024. And I fell in love with the game because there's just more than just the battling part. And I want to go over that
We'll go into detail.
because, yeah, and that's how I got introduced to this game, to Pokemon Pocket, and truly enjoyed it so much. I played it on my phone, and then I evolved into my iPad, and then I decided to evolve and like stream it to actual some success. And shout out to Chris from NY. I know that you tuned in from Pocket, so I remember you were like a day one, and
Wherever you are.
in New York, he's in.
Oh
New-
yeah,
he's
Chris
in New
NY.
York. And yeah, that's how I started on Pocket.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know about it ahead of time because like you've been a Pokemon fan. I mean, just look at your shirt. Like if for those at home, that little face is Bulbasaur, who happens to be
The best Pokemon I think ever in
Yeah.
the world forever.
as long as I've known you, you've
Yeah.
been like Bulbasaur number one every
I would
day,
burn
all day.
this world for Bulbasaur.
Yeah. So but I guess primarily you played the games like
I
the video
primarily played the
games.
video games.
But still, like because this was a mobile game, I'm surprised that you stumbled upon it rather
Yeah.
than like pre-registered, just
Yeah.
like salivating, ready to
yeah,
go.
that was I think the craziest part to me is that I didn't know about it
Yeah.
until it was like essentially out. And like what you said, it's perfect for like waiting for your doctor's appointment. I found it perfect like as the interim or in between period my work meetings. Because you have sometimes like three
Yeah,
to 5
yeah.
minutes ish, and it's like okay, I can get a game in, and it's on my phone, bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's just so convenient.
Yeah. So yeah, let's dive into the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah. So let's talk about some key features.
Right. Like, well, let's
Okay.
first off, who made this? It was kind of made by two developers.
Yup.
One is DNA, spelled DENA, who have done a lot in the mobile space.
Are they from Japan or?
I believe so. I believe they're also from Japan. In fact, if you look at their mobile games, it's like a lot of Nintendo stuff, but also like Dragon Quest stuff, things like that.
Say thank you in Japanese.
Arigato.
Oh.
I don't know Japanese. I want to make that perfectly clear from the get-go.
But yeah, so they made Dragon Quest mobile game.
I think they also did like the mobile Mario Kart, like Mario Kart Tour.
Wait, that was a fun game.
There you go. Yeah, so they had their hand in a lot of the mobile.
Are they also no? Because Pokemon Go is by Niantic.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if they have any part to play in that, but I don't think I remember seeing that as on their list of games. But a lot. I remember seeing a lot of Nintendo-based mobile stuff on there.
Interesting.
And then the other one is Creatures Inc., which is an affiliate of Game Freak. So like they actually are like basically they're who owns Pokemon and allowed this to be made essentially.
If you play a Pokemon game and at the very beginning before Gengar and the Reno fight, before you press start, it'll say Game Freak, and then under that it's gonna say Creatures.
I always thought the little picture was a surfboard.
It's not.
What is it?
It's like a Pokemon symbol.
The swirl?
Yeah, because it's like big swirl, little swirl inside, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a Pokemon thing.
Whoa. I guess that makes sense.
After all.
But yeah, so those were the two developers behind it.
And like we said though, it was released October 30th.
Yeah.
So it's very fresh.
So pretty recent. A few months ago. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, jumping in. So this game is it's just the trading card game. There's no narrative or anything, because like even the Game Boy Color one that you brought up, there was a narrative behind it. Like you played like a little kid with like a bandana and stuff, and you're supposed to go to gyms, kind of like in the regular Pokemon games, but they were trading card games. And
you know what? So when I was a kid, back in like the 90s, like early 2000s, like 2001, they had something called the Pokemon League for the trading card game.
I remember hearing about it. Yeah.
And it's one where they have a designated gym leader that it rotates. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It gets better. It rotates the gym leaders. So you would have to go, and oftentimes I was in the Philippines, and so they were holding these at the mall.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you go to the mall, you get to see the gym trainers. They have their Pokemon cards. You have your Pokemon cards. If you beat a gym trainer, they give you a badge, a metal pin badge.
Nice.
And you know what? As a kid, I always wanted it.
Did you ever get one?
I didn't really get into like competitive Pokemon, so until like a lot later.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Only to find out it's a trading card game. And the trading card game, I never really played it, but I did collect it at the start of that because I was so enticed. And as a kid, my best friend at the time, he gave me a Shining Raichu as a parting gift before I moved to America.
Nice.
And so I was like, I'll cherish this. Thank you. And you know that card right now is like $400 or something.
Sheesh.
Yeah, what the fuck, right? For like a played version.
Yeah.
And so I had that card. I used it as a bookmark.
Dang.
When I lived in Oakland. Someone fucking stole it.
Oh no.
It was in my fucking bag, and then someone stole it.
Lame.
I cried, bro.
I bet. I would too.
I straight up cried.
I
told my mama, bro.
Ugh, that sucks.
And since then, my mom used to buy me, like, she would get me packs here and there. I just love opening it, right?
Yep.
And
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the opening it part actually exists in Pocket.
Yes, I love that. So there's basically.
Hold on, before you do that, do you have any experience with the card game at all as a kid?
Yes. Ugh. God.
Oh shit,
dude. So I collected it also. Like I think I was in 3rd grade when it was like booming. Mm-hmm. And I think I even like at my parents' house probably somewhere packed away is like that original Pokemon trading card like binder thing.
That's cute.
With the sleeves. I think I still have it.
You have thousands of dollars in your
possibly.
parents'
I don't know.
closet.
I don't remember all the cards I have, but I started collecting them a bit in 3rd grade because it was like super popular. But then the school ended up banning them.
What?
Because So I went to this school. It was a Christian school, and I don't know if they just like made this up on the spot because we as kids were just so fucking distracted with these Pokemon cards all day long. But they were like, that's not allowed anymore. Pokemon's evil. It's for the devil.
Whoa.
So
You're telling me Pikachu.
Yeah, you're telling me Pikachu. This fucker put up a picture of Pikachu.
You're telling me that?
Put up like the cutest picture of Pikachu you can find.
Ain't no way. You telling me he a devil?
He's with the devil? What? And so they were like banned from the school. Like you
couldn't bring it.
You couldn't bring them to school anymore.
So you were like one of the kids that like actually brought it and like showed
Yes, yeah,
friends.
we didn't know how to play the actual game. Like when we would play the game, I don't know what these rules were. It was completely arbitrary. We would just slam Pokemon down and just like whatever one we thought was cooler won.
Oh, I mean, of course.
Yeah. So like it was fun, and like at recess we would like pretend we were Pokemon and stuff, but like they brought the ban hammer down on Pokemon.
Haters.
Yeah, and Harry Potter.
And Harry Potter too.
And like a year later, Harry Potter like was banned because that was also
devil.
Also devil. They like crossed it all out of the Scholastic book orders and stuff.
No way.
Yeah, no joke. They had to all the little catalogs had to go through the front office first so they could like cross out anything Harry Potter or Pokemon related.
Wow.
We didn't stay at that school for very long.
I can see.
But yeah, and so like because it got banned, I stopped collecting kind of quickly because like I didn't have friends to like really
to show
with and everything. So my collection's pretty small, but I do wonder if like by happenstance that little period I got something worth
imagine
a little bit of
you
money.
got a shadowless base Charizard. Like 10 grand.
I would believe me. I would remember if I had a Charizard. I was not so lucky. I think I did have a Gyarados though, like a holographic Gyarados or something.
If it is an old shadowless base,
that sounds familiar.
It
to
is,
me.
I think, a couple G's.
Damn.
So,
I did collect Beanie Babies too. I don't know
about that. You should check though. You should check your parents.
Yeah. No, I do. I meant to last time when I was there for Thanksgiving, but
You forgot. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because it's like the same as like with Chris when his parents like kept all the cards. He collected both Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. And then like he showed me and I was like, dog, like he had like a stack of these cards with the same one card, like this much. And I was like, dog, that's like $35 each.
And
I was like,
think about how much Dominoes you could order.
Woo! A lot.
Ugh.
But yeah, so like I was saying, in Pokemon Pocket, it's a system where you're able to battle, but you're also able to collect.
Yes, yeah, and that's what I was going to basically say. Like, it seems like the game is really just divided into like two major things. It's the battle, and then they put so much care and work into the collecting of the cards.
Yes.
Because it feels so good
it's a dopamine hit
to get those cards. Yeah, and which is primarily what I do. I don't really do too much of the battling, which I'll explain why when we get to that. But what I like to do, and you're gonna hate me for this because I know you already hate me because I like have so many of the the hourglass
just
things.
Back it up.
But like I love to like wait like 2 days and just let my free packs like accumulate, and then just do like a pack after pack after pack opening and stuff. But like what you were saying, like, you know, that feeling of opening a pack, it's in the game because when you pick a little pack, you swipe your finger across, and you can even do it like slowly. When you do it slowly, you hear like the little
you know that you
crumpling.
can even like put the booster pack backwards.
Yes,
and then open it backwards so you don't know what is the that's cool.
And so you open it, and then you go through the cards that you get.
And you know what? Here's a little video of
at least
Dorian opening a pack.
Oh yeah, let's see what's in
you
here.
have a bunch. It's cool, huh?
You
guys see?
I look so happy, don't I?
You guys see what, like it's that kind of feeling
I just
of
got Zapdos EX.
it's like, oh dang, like now I want to open another one.
Yeah.
And it's hard to kind of stop once you start. And I think that's because I've had friends who are not into video games at all show me their Pokemon Pocket thing. I was like, yo, I didn't know you were into that. He's like, no, I just like opening.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something about it, and even just the way that they show it, because like there's whenever you open a pack of cards, if you get a new card that you don't have yet, there's like this big old like numbered
showcase
grid for like a special little slot for every unique card you get, and so like every time you get a new card or two, and it fills up those slots, you get like
yes,
you're like a little bit closer to like finishing the whole
board.
collection and stuff, and it feels good. It
feels good. And so unlike Doran, I don't keep stock of my cards. I enjoyed the battling aspects, but we'll talk about the battles after. I want to talk about the collection part. So the collection part of that game, the game gives you 2 booster packs a day. Technically 4 if you have this monthly subscription.
Right.
I think the subscription is like $9 a month.
Yeah.
But then you get 2 extra every day. And they get you, bro. They get you with like the first 2 weeks free.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. There's kind of like a little exploit that you could do where you could buy it, where it's free still, completely finish out. Because, like, it gives you those 2 additional free packs a day, but then it also, there's like little missions that you can do that unlock other stuff. Missions. So you can go finish out that entire mission, like, list and stuff, and then refund, and then end up not paying anything.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
And in this game, it's kind of like real trading cards where you can end up spending a ton of money. All right. So I consider myself quite a competitive player, and I also stream. Sometimes I still stream Pokemon Pocket,
which you can find him here.
Yep. and with this, I've probably spent $45 on Pocket total. And I was like, I can't anymore. I cannot justify it. And I'm pretty high level up there. I have like pretty much all of the medals you can get. I have like the fancy, like super rare sleeves that you need. I've got a ton. And compared to some of the friends I've made in Pocket, I am so minuscule. Like these dudes have spent thousands of dollars. Like they've told me, because like I've spoken to a couple of them on stream, and they're like, for example, I'm level 29 or 30. They were level 50 4 months ago.
So basically on release, right? That's
on release. They were fucking like max level. They had every card. They had multiples. They had everything. And I was like, hey, like, how much have you spent? They're like,
I almost don't want to know.
They said easily over like $1,500. And that's what we call a whale. That's someone who has that kind of level of income, hopefully, to support that kind of
hopefully
to support that kind of spending.
You and I have definitely run into a couple people at least that spend like whales but are
needing
little tunas.
Yeah. Bless your soul. Thanks for the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the collection part is what I think pulls in a lot of people. I think you're right in that I would probably say most of the player base now are people who downloaded it and then don't really play the game and just wait for the packs as a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
And that's understandable. I like the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Like imagine when you get like the fancy foil and you're like, fuck. Finally.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that kind of feeling. Is there anything you want to add towards the collecting part?
Just like it's such a, because it's not on top of like the ripping open of the packs and everything, something that kind of is like an additional little layer is like in most games when you are buying like a card pack, like in Hearthstone or something like that, you just like, you're like, I want, I have this currency, I want this many packs, and it just gives you the packs and you open the packs. With this one, when you go to open a pack, it's like, here's like, 15 or I don't know how many packs, but basically it's like this big carousel of packs, and you get to choose which one, and so you told me about this. I still don't know if this is true.
So I'm Cope. Like my chat has told me, it's just 100% Cope.
It's 100% okay.
But
I don't know. It's worked for me a little bit.
I
know. But you told me about this where most of the packs, because when you're looking at the little carousel, you can like drag them around and kind of look at the pack,
Yeah.
before you open it. And most of them are just like straight, right? But then occasionally you'll find some where the corners are like a little bent,
crimped.
a little crampled up and stuff.
And
you told me your theory was like, I think those have like
better odds,
like the rarer cards, or at least better odds to get one that you don't have yet and stuff. And I still, to this day, I go through every single pack looking at for the little crumpled edges and stuff. And I feel like it's, I feel like it does increase. It could be a complete cope. Like they're probably right. Your viewers are probably right.
Yeah, it's cope, right?
Totally cope.
But
you can't argue with the results, though.
Well, yeah,
I'm just saying.
Results.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. That's why I still kind of do it.
Yeah, so even if it's like a common card, it'll be one that like I don't have yet,
Like one of the things that I've realized in this game is since I've opened so many fucking digital packs, I am now easily able to tell if it's like a little crimped in the corner.
Yeah, I've gotten speedier with it.
Yeah. And it's because I'm saying this because I got a God pack with a crimped corner. And someone told me about the crimp in chat actually. And then I was like, okay, we'll check. And then I opened it and it was 5 of the rarest version of cards. And I was like, what was that? I actually recorded me opening the packs because I was just opening on my phone. So I have footage of it. You know what? As we were talking about this cope, it's probably playing in the background.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or at least in the gameplay video.
Yeah, in the gameplay video, you'll see it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Pokemon is you don't know. You don't know. No one truly knows. You can't really debunk it, right? So it's I don't know.
It could be just an additional 0.01% odds. But I don't know.
Still higher.
It's still higher, man. It's still higher. They did such a good job of making it feel like you're actually opening
a real
pack of cards. Which, although one thing is, how many cards come in a real tangible pack of cards? 10. So in the game it's 5. Yeah, so it's a little bit less, but
it's also simplified, right?
Yeah, so everything is simplified,
and that's why it's kind of enjoyable for people who like the battle aspects of Pokemon and those who don't. Mm-hmm. So with the battle aspects, let's get into a little bit.
One quick thing before we go on, because there is one more aspect of the card collecting. Which is, it's not just opening packs that you can get cards. There's the Wonder Picks.
The Wonder Picks.
Yes, yeah. And this is an interesting little mechanic because I don't know how it picks this, but essentially there's a menu that's like the Wonder Pick menu, and it's basically showing
a bunch of people.
A bunch of players. Yeah, not necessarily your friends or anything, just random players who have opened packs recently. And it basically, you're able to spend this currency. You're able to see what 5 cards they got.
Yep.
You can spend currency, and then it'll be if you see one card that you're like, oh, I really want that card, you can go in, it'll shuffle those 5 cards together and put them face down. And then you get to pick one, and hopefully you can get the card you want. That is actually how I got my my EX Mewtwo. Yeah.
I still don't have a fucking Mewtwo.
Really?
I think I might have one, but that's
a regular Mewtwo or
no. I don't have a regular Mewtwo.
Oh, okay.
I have one EX.
One EX. Okay.
That just collecting is hard. But then I've seen people on Reddit who are half my level and they have almost all the cards. It's just luck.
Yeah,
right?
it is just luck. That's part of the
part of the game.
That's TCGs in general.
Yeah. And you would know because you run a shop.
Yeah, virtually. Yeah, TCG Shop Simulator. Good game. I don't know if we'll ever talk about it on an episode because it's very similar to Supermarket Simulator.
My chat actually mentioned that they have made a Supermarket Simulator that's co-op.
I saw that actually, and I think it's free to play.
It's free to play.
That blew my mind. But yeah, I did see that. We were literally on that episode. We talked about how fun it would be to have a co-op version.
Thank you for making it.
Yeah,
us. I
don't even know if it's the same developer, but
not.
whoever you are, thanks. What was I saying? I can't remember. You threw off my groove. We're talking about Wonder Picks.
That's
and
how you got
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Oh, and then TCG Shop Simulator. Yeah, yeah. Yes. So yeah, that's just the nature of the beast when playing a trading card game. Is like you gotta get boosters. You're gonna have either really good luck or really shit luck.
Yeah. No,
or
in
somewhere
between.
in maybe
Somewhere in between.
Yeah, but yeah. So like Wonder Pick is like it's almost.
Constellation.
I was almost gonna say kind of close to like being able to trade with other people,
But
because you're not trading actually. You're not giving them anything, but you remember every time you open a pack, your pack is gonna end up on someone else's Wonder
plate,
Pick
yeah.
menu. You know, so
Trading is coming though.
I was going to ask you about that. I was wondering if trading was going to end up coming, which that
It's
could
coming.
be interesting to
I'm
see how they
excited for
do
that.
it.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I can finally trade with friends.
I feel like particularly with virtual card
Trading
games,
cards, yeah.
trading can get to be a kind of weird, like depending
Space.
on how it goes. I feel like there's a lot of
RMT.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that can get I'm curious to see how they tackle that.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
But yeah, now let's go into like the battle
battles.
side.
So, Pokemon battling in the trading card game. I'm not gonna go over the rules too much. Honestly, it's a lot easier if you guys were to just check it out. But the way that it starts off is you battle against an AI, so you can kind of get a grasp of the rules. And you know what? At no point in this game does it ever force you to play against a real person.
That's true. You never have to actually play
Yeah.
PvP.
No. So if you ever need, you're like not into playing competitively, not even competitively, even casually, and you just want to get more cards, you're not shoehorned into being forced.
Yeah, and in fact, they even have events that are specifically for
single player.
the non PvP
Yeah.
mode.
And so you battle your way through like a lot of the challenges, and the goal is to get the prizes. You get 3 prizes at the start. You get a prize for every kill or knockout of a Pokemon. And that's a way to win. The other way to win is by knocking out every one of your opponent's Pokemon. Because let's say that they only have one, you knock it out, you win.
Yeah.
That's it. It's simple. And it follows a similar cadence to Hearthstone and Magic. No, not Magic. And Marvel Snap, to where you guys have you get 1 energy per turn.
Kind of.
1 energy per turn, and there's ways to manipulate energy. Like in Marvel Snap, you have like Misty in Pokemon. There's that. It's very, very simple because it's something that's supposed to be enjoyed casually. And so I battled. There's like events to where you can get the medals. You need to win like 45 games in this specific game mode. I don't know if you did it.
I did it a little bit.
So
I got like the 2nd tier medal.
I finished that in like 1 sitting because the Tism flared up.
Damn.
And and that was like considered by the community as the ranked.
Okay.
But now, or shortly after, I found out about this website called Limitless.
Okay.
It's a Limitless TCG, and it is a place where you can compete in tournaments. So I myself have online.
Okay.
And so I myself have competed in a handful of Pokemon Pocket tournaments. I've won 1.
Oh, it's specifically Pokemon Pocket tournaments online.
Yes.
Interesting.
And so the best part is there's actual prizes. I've won $100 on it.
Ooh.
And there's also like other prizes where it's not cash. They give you like booster, like packs, and they mail it to you or something. They have those on Limitless. That's where people host their tournaments, and just that's it. Like there's a competitive scene to that game, but then there's also like a casual single player game where you're not against someone who is sweaty like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can enjoy it either way because you get the cards either way. And the best part is everyone is on the same timer. So everyone gets 2 booster packs a day, regardless of if you play against robots or if you play against people. And I think that that's a fantastic way to approach the game. Because you're not forced into like competitive, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so you could just vibe.
Which is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I'll say, I'll come clean. I'm just like not really a huge fan of the battle system in this game. Maybe it's because I'm too sweaty. Actually,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, because I'm trying to think of the best way to put it without having to go into detail on like how the game is played, but essentially, like, I actually don't like how the energy works compared to how the actual card game works. I actually don't like the fact that you're guaranteed an energy each turn.
Because there's no sense of variance, right?
There's no sense of variance. And because of that, it feels a little snowbally. Like whoever kind of draws better is just going to be ahead. With the regular trading card game, there's a little bit less certainty.
Yeah.
And therefore more strategy, I think.
Yes. And that's honestly such a good way. I wish I used that for the YouTube video I made.
Oh yeah.
Because the transition. So oftentimes, what you might find yourself doing, or what a lot of people have found themselves doing, is they would play Pokemon Pocket, enjoy the opening, enjoy the game, and then want more.
Yes.
And so that's where the next evolution of that game comes in, called Pokemon TCG Live. It's more like the card game where you're not guaranteed an energy. You're supposed to draw into an energy.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And you're supposed to like evolve in that way.
In that sense, like for any Magic the Gathering users, very similar to that.
Very
'Cause,
similar.
like you have to draw mana,
Your
you have to
land,
draw
yeah.
energy. You might not be able to use your Pokemon for like a few turns,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
because of that, you have to kind of be thinking more like with your benched and
Yep.
you know the abilities and all that.
Yep.
So I'll say that you know maybe it's because I have a little bit of even just the smallest amount of experience with Pokemon.
Yeah.
It was like a little too basic for me,
I see.
but I can see it how this is a great entry
Point.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like you were saying, like
Plus-
it's a great casual way to get into it.
the battle UI is fantastic. It's very
Yes.
it's intuitive, it's visually appealing. It isn't cluttered, and honestly, it is very easy to understand once you're in the game.
Yeah, which I want to expand that to just the entire game. The UI for the entire game is so sleek, and like every little like sound effect
It's
is
crispy.
just satisfying, crispy.
Yeah,
it's
it's
slick. as Donkey has been saying in a lot of his videos
yeah?
recently. Every time he likes something, he's just like, "Oh, that's slick." But like even just
And you know what? The pastel colors they use.
the pastel colors, like
Oh.
the clean white background.
I love it.
Like I love so anytime that you do anything that involves another player, it gives you the opportunity to thank that other player. And when you hit like yes to thank them, there's like this little like heart. This little heart goes like bling, and it's like it feels good just doing that.
Yeah.
And so like it's everything is just so clean.
Yeah, the music's engaging. The
Yeah.
graphics are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the user interface is actually good.
You know what it's like? It's like being in a Poke Center.
Oh, yeah.
Very pristine, very sanitary.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
You know, like
You're right.
that's what
Yeah.
it's like.
And like I think that if you were to download it, it's on iOS, it's on Android. And I highly urge you, even if you're not a Pokemon fan, even if you've never really played the game or never got the chance to, I think that it's well worth checking out, right?
Definitely. Like whenever I have like my my daily after lunch bathroom break, I'm usually opening card packs during that time.
Understandable.
And it's just a good like that feels good.
Understandable. It makes sense though, but like
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Like I find myself in between meetings, I'm like, okay, one quick game. And it's honestly fun.
Yeah.
I think that you guys should download it. I want to give you guys a little bit of tips as
Okay.
as someone who has played a ton. One of the things that people tend to not do in video games, period, is do the tutorials. Most people do not do the tutorials.
Yes. I've always been a big advocate of doing tutorials.
Do the damn tutorial.
Yes. Yes.
Do it because it gives you so much. Like it gives you a ton of packs. It gives you a ton of cards.
Yes.
And honestly, you learn the game so much faster if you just follow it. And I know that like it's not for everyone. Just do it for the fucking cards, right?
Yeah.
Another one is do the daily challenges.
Yep.
It is very simple. You want to engage in the challenges so you can earn your rewards. And then with the rewards you get, you can improve your deck or grow your collection. And I think that that's another one that kind of people are like, it feels like a chore. Bro, it's not a chore. It takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, I think to do all of the daily missions, it's just open a pack, do a wonder pick,
log in.
and log in. Yeah, I think that's literally it.
Yeah, that's it. And so with that, I
have one tip.
Yeah, let's hear it.
For newbies.
Okay.
Specifically for if you literally have never touched the game. Look into what starting pack you pick because
that's right. It makes a
depending on which
difference.
one you pick, you're guaranteed a certain card, and as well as your it's also what decides your first battle pack. And it's not always clear because, like for example, if you pick the Charizard pack, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a fire pack. In fact, it doesn't even. It doesn't give you a Charizard. I think it was. I think if you pick the Charizard pack first, you're guaranteed to get an EX Executor. No, what's the tree one?
Executor.
It's Executor. You're guaranteed an EX Executor.
I didn't know that.
That's why, like, I didn't know this. I picked the Mewtwo pack first.
I picked the Mewtwo pack.
That's why you got the EX Marowak. The Marowak, the EX Marowak is the guaranteed card for the Mewtwo pack.
What's the Pikachu's?
The Pikachu's, I don't remember what the Pikachu's was actually. I don't remember. But then also, like I said, it also determines your starting battle pack. The Mewtwo one gives you the fighting pack, like the one with Sand Slash and stuff like that.
I didn't know that. See? I learned something new, and I've played this game a shitload.
Yes, well, it's too late for us because we've already started. But yeah, like if you haven't started, definitely look up what EX card and what starting battle pack each card gets you. Wow. After that, go nuts on whatever pack you want. But it's that first one that can really determine where you start.
That's interesting. That's really cool, man. I want to gush about it just because I enjoy just the general card game. It's fantastic, bro. Like, honestly, just download it. You're gonna find that you love it or fucking hate it. I don't know. I've never met anyone that doesn't like opening packs.
Yeah, I've never met anyone that's just like, oh, I hate Pokemon in general.
Oh,
usually people are just like, oh, I never really got into it, but no one's like, I hate Pokemon.
Whenever I see Pikachu,
I can't stand Well, I guess that's school I went to.
Oh, dang. I see Pikachu makes me want to throw up. Because it's a good game. And you know what? If trading is up by then, let's trade. I got a shitload of whatever.
Yeah, and in fact, in the game tasting Discord, you did whip up a Pokemon channel.
Yeah,
so
there's a Pokemon channel.
If you join our Discord, they're usually talking
about Pokemon.
In there.
Yeah, and it's not limited to Pocket, right? So
right, yeah, it's just called Pokemon. Yeah,
just Pokemon. Period. And yeah, that's honestly my thoughts on Pokemon Pocket. It's fantastic, easy to get into, kind of addicting, kind of predatory, but
I don't even know if I can call it predatory because, like, especially if you play it the way I play it, which is it drives you bonkers.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you're just like you're not hardcore into Pokemon trading card game and just open it up to like open some packs here and there, you're never gonna spend any money because it's like you get your free dailies, but then also because of how slow, you're also just accumulating these hourglasses that let you get other packets and stuff. And you're just gonna stockpile those. So like if you ever want to like really just burn through a whole lot, you probably will have the resources to do it.
Yeah. It costs like $10 or $12 to get 10 packs.
Okay, yeah. Assuming you don't have how much. So I guess that's one thing to tell them about is like to open a pack. Once you've run out of your free packs, you have to spend this resource.
12 hourglass.
Yes, because like the way it works is like when you open a pack, it starts a timer. In 12 hours, you will be able to
Get another
to open
pack.
another one. But like say you've only waited like 6 hours, you can use like a certain number of these hourglass tokens to just like zoop, sort of fast forward
Catch
that 6
up.
hours. So, but like you could stock up a ton of those hourglasses and use them to open 10 packs.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He does that.
Yeah. I'm a very you have two totally different ends of the spectrum here. Like just like super hardcore player plays on his bathroom break player. And so, yeah, like if you're going to be playing it hardcore, you're probably going to be dropping some money. But if you're like me, just
just stop at like $40. I think at $40 you're good.
If you're going to spend more than that, you might as well
Start the real
actually get
thing.
into the real trading card.
Because
game.
like the real trading card game, you can build a tier 1 meta competitive deck for like $70.
There you go.
So much cheaper compared to like Magic or Lorcana even. Or Star Wars actually. I found that out too.
Oh, it's cheaper than all of those?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. To get a tier 1 competitive deck. Yeah.
I mean, I guess when you're on top, you can like have lower prices.
Dude, it's because they print out so many.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the Pokemon Company is that for like the newest set, Surging Sparks, or technically I think the newest set by this when this comes out is like Terra's
We've got
whatever.
him started.
Yeah. So it's like a Pikachu, right? It's just a Pikachu. But he has like 5 or 6 different versions in the pack. And it ranges from $5 to $600.
Sheesh.
But it's the same Pikachu. So it appeals to the collector. If you want the big hitter, you can. But if you're just wanting to play, you could play with the $5 one and it's the same fucking card, just not as pretty.
Yeah.
I'm on both sides. I decided to max out my Charizard deck for a lot of money.
I don't want to know.
It's not.
I don't want to know.
Just know that like one of the cards, a couple of the cards cost $30 each, and you run 4 copies on every deck, and there's like a ton. It's not good.
My wallet.
But yeah, I think that's it for me in Pokemon.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it.
Before we close it though,
Yo.
I do stream Pokemon every now and then. I know I'm probably playing Path of Exile, but I stream Pokemon.
Once again, right here. This is where you can find him.
Or wherever. You'll see it in the screen. It's Shove Lobster.
Yeah. Shove Lobster. I don't know why. For some reason, that even sounds like a Pokemon. Shove Lobster.
Oh, dang.
Lobster.
Why it sound like Paul?
Shit.
So, yeah. You have any closing thoughts?
No, just, it's got a little bit of something for the casual audience, for the hardcore audience, a little bit.
And it sparks joy.
And it sparks joy.
You're like a little kid.
Yeah, just opening up little Pokemon packs. Got to do what I didn't get to do for very long as a kid.
Because of that school.
Because that's school.
Anyway, I think that's it.
Forgot to say it, at the beginning. Go say hi to your moms. Go talk to them, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, that's right.
Do you?
Oh, you know what? Love your mom, or he will. I think that's a good close.
Yeah.